Twitter has fired nearly all of its staff in Ghana, which was home to its only office in Africa. According to Twitter's email, the company is reorganizing its operations as a result of a desire to decrease costs. The dismissals were a part of Elon Musk, the new boss, global employee purge. The corporation claimed it intended to be more immersed in African debates when it opened the Ghana office last year with little fanfare. Our guest to discuss this is Kweku Adoboli, financial system and cultural analyst. Good morning, Kweku. Akwaba, as a Ghanaian, would you say your fellow countrymen and women currently view Elon Musk for putting some Ghanaians out of jobs? Well, maybe just about 20 or so. What is being said on the ground? Tell me.
Well, this is one of those brilliant examples, actually, of the difference in character between Nigerians and Ghanaians. The Ghanaians have responded to this in lament at being sort of cast out of the Twitter family, and how sad it is not to have such an amazing opportunity to be such part of such an amazing company as Twitter, right? You got to remember at the time that these roles, this new office was announced with great fanfare last year. The Ghanaians embraced it as an example of how the African Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat and also its sort of it represented Ghana being the economic capital of West Africa, if not the African Continental Free Trade Area. But what's really fascinating is that as Twitter has so unceremoniously dumped all the workers with zero notice and by email, not even to their name, just "Dear Employee" was the start of the email. Ghanaians have not really revolted against this as an example of how often Western institutions do abuse their African partners and don't see us as equal partners at the time of cutting us. To be fair, the way that Twitter has treated all its employees, who Elon Musk, having spent $44 billion on Twitter, did announce that he was cutting half of all of Twitter's employees, and he did that unceremoniously as well. So perhaps that's why we Ghanaians are not complaining. But I will say that no one has said anything really in protest, apart from a few employment lawyers who've said they might consider taking Twitter to court for breaking employment law. Although if you look at the employment law, I'm not certain that there is much of a case to be had.
But do you think there will be any possible effects of this layoff on the Ghanaian economy, on the social media, tech space, with everywhere enthusiasm that were there initially?
I don't think it'll impact the enthusiasm for the tech space. You know, Ghana has a burgeoning and a young, fledgling, highly energetic fintech space. Those guys will continue to pursue opportunities wherever they see them, and they can create opportunities that are homegrown as well. There are uncountable problems to fix on the ground, and increasingly with this pivot to a more export-driven economy, the government is trying to also encourage young people to enter the fintech and general technology and social media space. So I don't think enthusiasm will go for that. I do hope, however, that we will see it as a warning and a reminder of how easily we can be let go of and how easily these relationships can sour. Because in the end, Western companies don't see us as particularly anything other than an opportunity.
Well, so some folks have been calling on us Africans to establish our own social media companies with the kind of youthful population that we have on the continent. And what do you make of that? Do you think this is the time that we should begin to do this very quickly, looking at unicorns, whether we can get it done from scratch, just the way the Chinese just has done?
I see no reason why we can't build our own social media platforms. Absolutely no reason. Our young people are smart enough, talented enough to do it. And more importantly, as your earlier story very powerfully put forward, Nigeria is keenly aware of the power of these platforms. I think all of Africa needs to be keenly aware of the power of these platforms to dictate the narratives within our countries, including security, community cohesion, political stability. All of these things can be influenced using these platforms. And it's very, very important that African leaders wise up and start putting incentives to make sure that the African versions of these platforms are being built in order that we can define our own narratives and control our own content, which is increasingly becoming more valuable.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Kweku. If you guys need some, who are young, going to build a social platform, you can work with some of us who are older. You can use the best of both brains, both young and old.
Young and old is the way forward. we look forward to more partnership between Accra and Lagos. Absolutely. Let's go.
It's a.
Bachoye.
Yeah, thank you.